I can catch up with him in training. This is not a good thing. Duncan, 39 years old, in an interview, commented on Kyle Anderson like this. The team had checked him out when they picked him, which left Duncan in some confusion. Does this person really have something extremely special? In 1993, Kyle Anderson was born in New York, USA. Anderson's basketball career started with his father's teaching. At the age of 8, his father would take Anderson to play basketball with older kids. This would be a good way to train his mentality, because his father understood what a successful player needs most is mentality. After entering high school, his father gradually discovered Anderson's rhythm seemed to be different from the rest. Although it seemed particularly slow, his peers could not adapt to his rhythm no matter what. In the end, they could only watch him score helplessly. This particularity made his father laugh and cry, and made his opponents puzzled. But fortunately, the high school coach liked Anderson very much. He would deliberately assign some tactics to Anderson, then let his unique rhythm to defend the opponent's toughest player, and also be able to achieve very good results, due to the previous father letting him play with the high-grade students. So Anderson has practiced the condition of playing point guard. With the surge of height, this point guard skill also passed down well. So in the last 2 years of high school, the coach even compared Anderson with Magic Johnson. This gave Anderson a lot of confidence. He continued to use his own rhythm on the court, slowly dismantled defensive players, and can also effectively limit offensive players. It is this characteristic that landed Anderson an invitation to UCLA. When he first entered university, Anderson was firmly benched because his style of play doesn't seem to be able to play at a high level. Until the main players got hurt, the coach realized how strong Anderson's ability is. That game he came off the bench made the main players of the other team completely annoyed. Unique rhythm made the opponent's head coach scratching his head. Eventually succeeded in taking the game victory. It was this game made the head coach look at Anderson with new eyes. Finally, in the second season, he became the main player of UCLA. After such a situation continued for a year, many NBA scouts noticed him. Among them, the Spurs were the most obvious. Could he go to the Spurs? I didn't mean anything else by this. He's really slow. Tony Parker described his teammate Anderson. This is the first time he has seen a player with such a special rhythm. Can he really adapt to the NBA? In the 2014 NBA draft, the Spurs spotted a player named Anderson. He had a particularly unique rhythm. Although his running and jumping ability were not outstanding, he was able to score by his own means. So they selected Anderson at the 30th pick in the first round. On the first day of training, all the Spurs players were shocked. First was a fast break. Anderson held the ball and broke through, but Duncan easily caught up with him. Yet, the latter still scored in his own way. At the end of the training, Duncan spoke to the media. I can easily catch up with him in training. I am 17 years older than him. This is not a good thing. But then Duncan added, but he's quite unique. Apart from Duncan, Parker was also very impressed with Anderson. As a guard known for speed, Parker couldn't imagine that this player in front of him actually played as a point guard. Parker also expressed his bewilderment to the media. But when the game actually started, everyone realized Anderson was so different. His rhythm could actually disrupt NBA players. Many defensive players were helpless against him. After a season, Popovich also had a very high evaluation of Anderson. He bluntly said that no one in the league could adapt to Anderson's rhythm. If it comes to the playoffs, he will be the biggest X factor for the team. Pop's words soon came true. In the 2017 playoffs, the Spurs met the Golden State Warriors in the Western Finals. In the first 3 quarters of the first game, they firmly took the initiative. But Pachulia sent Leonard back to the locker room with a kick. Popovich was fuming. But in the next series, Anderson took the task in a critical moment, went on court and fought the Warriors with the team. Although they couldn't resist their offense, but Anderson's performance won everyone's respect. And in the last game of the series, he scored a career-high 20 points, and was close to getting a triple-double. In theory, Anderson should have a nice future with the Spurs. But he didn't seem to think so. Since being eliminated by the Warriors that year, Leonard has rarely played here. They also gradually turned their minds on some of the role players, including Anderson. He seemed to have some kind of special power. Neither opponents nor teammates could keep up with his rhythm. Morant commented on Anderson this way. He respected the veteran very much, and believed that he was the type of veteran needed by the team. Can Anderson guide him on some things? In the 2017 playoffs, after a stunning performance with the Spurs, he was traded to the Grizzlies during the offseason. This place is no longer the Conley era. Instead, it's the up-and-coming superstars like Morant. The Grizzlies are on a fast rise. But what every rising team needs is some veteran guidance. Although Anderson's time in the league isn't very long, but his guidance for these newcomers is more than enough. With the Grizzlies progressing year by year, they gradually became regulars in the playoffs. However, due to the flamboyance of the team's main star, the team has gone through some changes in these years. Morant constantly displays banned items in front of cameras, which earns him criticism. The future of the Grizzlies isn't very clear, but Anderson didn't stop because of this. While guiding the young players, he also keeps improving himself. Whether it's his ability to organize or shoot, there has been significant improvement over the years. This has also attracted the attention of many teams. As his contract with the Grizzlies expired, the Timberwolves quickly snapped him up. There are also many young players on this team. However, compared with the Grizzlies, these young players are somewhat more serious and less annoying. Furthermore, Edwards' style of play is very appealing. So, the Timberwolves reinforced their roster. They signed Gobert, who excels in defense. Through a season of integration, they smoothly made it to the playoffs as the top 4 in the Western Conference. On the playoff stage, Edwards fully displays his talent. In the first round, they forcefully eliminated the Suns with 3 superstars. Then in the second round, they won a 7-game battle against the defending champion Nuggets. Although they have lost 3 games to the Mavericks now, but they believe they can create a miracle, reversing the situation against the Mavericks and entering the finals.